Actions.
Certainly both sides have concentrated on flooding midfield. Howard Kendall's selection particularly interests me. It looks as if he's built a side, or selected a side, not to get beaten. From United's point of view, I think psychologically the absence of Sheedy and Sharp, who've both been thorns in the side over recent years, will give the United lads a big lift. And they're going to really put a lot of emphasis, Everton, on Heath. Upfield on his own, a little bit like Clive Allen does for Tottenham. Be interesting to see whether they can have the same sort of success as Allen's had.
Who's your money on?
I don't think United will get beaten, and I think a draw would suit Everton, to be perfectly honest with you. If you put me on the spot at this very moment in time, I think I'd go for United to win it.
Referee Vic Callow from Solihull. Everton followers may remember that he sent off Neville Southall at Chelsea last season. Manchester United are unbeaten in their last 6 league games. That's their best run since that sensational start to last season, when the tally was 15. Everton blown off course by that Wimbledon whirlwind in the FA Cup last Sunday. And maybe as a measure of respect for the opposition, how significant will it be that both managers have changed from their normal formation? Ferguson not helped by the injury to Jesper Olsen at Chelsea a week ago. And midfield could be a minefield. First free kick goes Norman Whiteside's way. And Ian Snowden, whose only previous match on this ground was for Leeds United's reserves, gets an early telling off from Vic Callow, along with Whiteside. Both very committed performers. Five weeks ago, Manchester United roared into Arsenal here when they came here topping the First Division. And George Graham's side just didn't have the answer. Will Manchester United be able to recapture the same mood? Considering the stature of the two clubs, it is remarkable that Everton have lost only one of the last 13 meetings between them, and that was the FA Cup final in 1985. Snowed in, and Bailey hesitated. Heath, the angle is tight, and Gary Bailey was able to pour it behind. He'd set off then, and the early moments for him will be a test of the nerves. Bailey came, left it to Strachan, who couldn't really deal with it, but was back when the cross came in. Everton had the corner. And that was McGrath, not very far. Moran. Harper went in with foot raised. The purposeful header from Kevin Moran. Back from Reid. Paul Power had gone across to take the corner initially. Now making his way back to his more favoured side of the field. Whiteside. Terry Gibson does enjoy positions when he can twist to face the goal and use his acceleration. On that occasion the ball wasn't really within reach. Ratcliffe. Over Colin Gibson, collected by Stephen. It was a tremendous pass. In from Stephen. Harper beaten by McGrath. Stephen again. Wanted to play it back, and he saw Ian Snowden darting forward. The run was covered by Brian Robson. And that may be in the tactical plan of Everton. Push Snowden on to help Heath, but it's Davenport. Whiteside, the game's first shooting chance, and Southall will reclaim it. Norman Whiteside arrived late on proceedings, and that was to Manchester United's advantage. And it may well be that midfield players breaking forward will hold the key here. Davenport. Warren got across to receive the throw. Danger for Manchester United, and Whiteside really was so late there that he's provoked a reaction from Everton, not from the player who was fouled, incidentally, Ian Snowden. He's got so much talent, Norman Whiteside. Would be a shame if he is remembered mostly for tactics which border on the bullying. And he sees a referee's notebook again. Hogg's header. As he was fouled by Adrian Heath. Manchester United, remember, have already won at Liverpool and beaten Arsenal here. Another opportunity for them to have a say in the championship race from their mid-table position. Harper turning into trouble in the shape of Duxbury, and then Robson. Manchester United going a-hunting. They've got the throw with 15 minutes remaining in the first half. And now they have a corner. Hogg waiting by the near post. Robson left it for Moran. From outside the area, it was on target. Ian Snowden guarding the post. It came through the crowd. Second corner not played deep enough by Colin Gibson. Strachan busy to receive the throw. Davenport just half a yard short, homing in against the club which had a good look at him for some 14 months in their junior team and then decided not to offer him a professional contract. You can hardly breathe in that area in and around the centre circle. Very congested in there. Whiteside. Moran finding Hogg. I think was quite ready for the ball to come to him. He's given it away. Robson purposefully trying to get it back. A strange one from Power, but that's where the numbers suit Everton. And Harper spreads it wide for Stephen. 4 to his left. Snowden is one, and Adrian Heath came in behind him. That's where Everton can spring forward. Clipped in by Trevor Stephen. Snowden couldn't climb high enough, but in fact in the end put Heath off coming in behind him. Southall will have to stop it going behind. It came off Ratcliffe. It's given Manchester United possession, close to the corner flag. Robson. Here's Moran. Away on the far side, Colin Gibson is pulled out to try and get in for a deep cross, but the cross was dragged in too close to the goalkeeper. Trevor Stephen, well, he just whacked it on, and it's put Adrian Heath through. Past Bailey, and now he'll have to check. Everton have got up. Stephen again. Power off the bar. Reid, Snowden. Well, the closest we've come to a goal in the first half after 36 minutes. Trevor Stephen played it through. Gary Bailey did enough to force Adrian Heath wide. And at this moment, he couldn't look to score directly himself. Bailey beaten a second time. Trevor Stephen saying, "I'll have it here." And the man he picked out was Paul Power. Off the bar. Hogg. Moran. And Power bundled into Whiteside. Power has played every game this season for Everton. That is extraordinary, as he was signed towards the end of his career as a squad player. And he's still doing it, although painfully there to Norman Whiteside in midfield. I'm sure Paul Power would prefer these days to be operating at left back. Whiteside back defending, and that's Van den Hauwe. Everton won two headers then, and very nearly broke through. Norman Whiteside had been arguing with the referee. Maybe still his dander up, as Watson won it first of all, and then another defender, Van den Hauwe, looking for a gap, couldn't find it. Whiteside. Colin Gibson. He's got a good angle on the cross. Moran missed the ball. Duxbury. And the first really athletic save that Southall's had to make on his end. So as the first half wears on, the chances increase. Excellent work from Colin Gibson. He must, one would think, try and do more of that down the left-hand side in the absence of Olsen. Moran was a distraction in the end, and Southall saved from Duxbury. Good defending, Kevin Ratcliffe, but the whistle had gone for some pushing around the near post. United weren't happy about the awarding of that free kick, but Vic Callow telling Brian Robson, who's refereeing the game. Stevens. Peter Reid chugging forward, Heath making the sharper movements. can only clear as far as Trevor Stephen. And this is where Everton are skilled as a unit, pressing the opposition back and keeping the ball, but they haven't kept the ball particularly well in the first half of this match. You can judge from the crowd noise what the paying public thought of the first 45 minutes, but towards the end of the half, Paul Power sparked a flurry of activity. He gave us the closest to a goal. Adrian Heath had got the better of Gary Bailey on a couple of occasions, and it really would have been painful for Manchester United fans had the former Manchester City captain got this effort 6 inches lower from Trevor Stephen's cross.
Ron, you heard what the crowd thought of the first 45 minutes?
I think that was frustration. I think both sides were a little bit anxious. Everton, I think, have settled down to their playing pattern better than maybe Man U. Man U, I think, have played with the three centre-backs with the purpose of springing the two full-backs forward. That hasn't always happened. When it has happened, I mean, in the last instance when Gibson crossed that ball and Duxbury had forced Southall to make a good save, you could see the policy. But I honestly think United are bunching a little bit too much in the middle of the field. I personally like to see Strachan pull wider on the right, where he can stretch the game a little bit. I also feel that maybe they could afford to gamble. I mean, they haven't really got an awful lot to lose at the moment, Manchester United, whereas Everton have all the pressures on them. And I think United could afford to play a little bit more risk football and control the game more.
Should we expect more entertainment, though, from two clubs at this level?
I think you've got to appreciate the build-up to the game. Obviously, Everton top of the league, lost last week, so they're out the cup. This is their one hope now. They're not going to get beaten, but they have played. They've surprised me a little bit, Everton. They've played quite positively. I just feel if Manchester United could open the game up a little bit more, we'd have a cracking second half. But it has been, in terms of a neutral supporter or somebody just coming to watch a game, it's been a little bit disappointing.
Well, let's hope the second half is better. At half-time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 0, Everton. The midfield here has been like a motorway in the rush hour. You would cross it only at your peril. It's meant for an interesting first half tactically, but not in terms of genuine crowd enjoyment. Ron Atkinson, if any one player you'd pick out to influence the second 45 minutes, who would it be?
Yes, I think it would be Adrian Heath if he continues to do as he did in the first half. He's the man that's in the middle of United's three big centre-backs. But on the number of occasions that he's managed to lose his markers, including the time that he more or less set up the situation when Paul Power hit the bar, that would be very disturbing for Alex Ferguson, I would think. And I'm sure he must have had words about the way Heath has been able to sort of, although he's a solo striker, how he's been able to get rid of markers so easily.
The onus really is on Manchester United, who have much less to lose and can afford to gamble a little bit in their style of play. Brian Robson will always take a chance, and he guides it down beautifully. Terry Gibson, Davenport tried to run it round the goalkeeper, and Neville Southall and Everton survived, but only just. Brian Robson competing well as the ball came in, and it was a clever knockdown. Terry Gibson hit his shot cleanly. Southall lost it, and Davenport was in for the kill. Robson. Ratcliffe with that power of recovery to get there, but not the header that he wanted, and Southall carried it out with the ball in his hands, it seemed, as Davenport threatened, but the referee, who was looking down the line of the penalty area that Southall was crossing, allowed Everton to get away with it. Strachan, Terry Gibson. Strachan will shoot. Brian Robson's in the way. And here's Snowden. And as Manchester United commit themselves, maybe on this occasion they've overcommitted themselves. Paul Power. Trevor Stephen to the near post, blocked though by Moran. You can never fault Everton for not sensing when to strike. They saw potential then, and the corner ends disappointingly for them. Takes over from Peter Davenport, who still hasn't broken his run of never scoring against Everton. And Whiteside goes up front, O'Brien into midfield.
Thomas Marsden, stairway 17, case stand immediately.
Watson. Well, Liam O'Brien is back in the first team picture after that extraordinary episode at Southampton in January when he was sent off 2 minutes into the match. Terry Gibson away from Van den Hauwe, collected by Duxbury. Now Strachan. Duxbury held up by Paul Power, but Strachan is wriggled free. Terry Gibson lost his bearings, but it came back for him. The two number 10s were the central figures then. Clever play by Strachan to pull out, to get a position for the cross, but then Terry Gibson went for it, while the Everton number 10, Ian Snowden, completely misjudged the bounce, allowing Gibson the shot. Wilkinson replaces Peter Reid with 13 minutes left. Wilkinson, who scored in the last two Everton games. He's gone into his normal forward role to give Heath a little bit of support up the field. There have been plenty of players arriving from deeper positions to help him out. McGrath, flick from Whiteside, Strachan emerged with the ball. And gets the better of Ratcliffe. McGrath. Manchester United looking for a storming finish here. And Strachan an increasing influence as the match draws to its conclusion. And McGrath strongly in with the header, but a yard wide. Well, Dave Watson will have painful memories of facing Norman Whiteside, who's now up in Manchester United's attack, because Whiteside broke Watson's nose, and Watson was a Norwich player. Stephen, and here's Wilkinson. Heath and O'Brien, did he use a hand there? The referee didn't see it if he did. The bounce was tricky, and the Manchester United substitute was facing his own goal. Liam O'Brien came in, and it hit him on the arm, but maybe not intentionally. The result is a corner. And now a goal kick.
Gibson. O'Brien. Harper, who's sat in there to good effect but couldn't claim possession then. Taken away by Brian Robson. Good defending from Stevens. Wilkinson. Gibson, Colin Gibson. Robson. In too much of a hurry. Stevens. Adrian Heath, whenever he's had the ball, has always tried to bring some purpose into the build-up. He's a bright young man. Watson's come up again. It's Wilkinson around the back. It's Trevor Steven moving in for the kill. And Manchester United there, grateful to Graham Hogg, who maybe has protected 1 point here at the cost of some personal damage. A great header across the face of the goal by Wilkinson. And Hogg and Bailey there as Trevor Steven came in right on the line. Strachan. Harper reluctant to release the ball. Harper, very nearly a pass with a killer look about it to Trevor Steven. Didn't reach its target. Gary Stevens. Colin Gibson. Strachan. And Brian couldn't change direction quick enough. He's on the tall side for a midfield player. When he gets into his stride, he is a quick mover. Ron Atkinson's last signing. And he is a member of the playing staff that I know Alex Ferguson has high hopes for. McGrath. There have been many moments of real embroidering skill. Oh, McGrath didn't get any joy with that either. But he is a player who loves to manipulate a football. But it's been blood and thunder rather than a day for the ball players here at Old Trafford. Just a little slow that time to break beyond Wilkinson. It's not often in this game Adrian Heath has been caught flat-footed. O'Brien. Well, Everton have been a jinx to Manchester United over the past couple of years. As though that jinx was going to stay. It's a share of the spoils to the defeat, but it's not over yet. Colin Gibson out by Watson.
Now Duxbury. Strachan. 6 Manchester United players forward. Whiteside! There seemed no way that he could make a chance for himself then. Strachan. Southall's off his line. Elects the punch. Under pressure from Whiteside. McGrath, it won't run for Manchester United. Norman Whiteside desperately close to settling the destiny of this match in a final flurry, and the man who stopped him, Gary Stevens. Into stoppage time. Everton drew here 2 years ago in their championship season. And they have a point to take back to Merseyside. Manchester United unable to hustle them out of their stride as they did Arsenal 5 weeks ago. Everton might have won it, but some bravery from Graham Hogg. But Manchester United, even after that, were desperately close to turning 1 point into 3.
Ostrom looking for Bardsley, but it was an invitation to Paul Power, which he accepted. Heath, cross to Van den Hauwe. Everton beginning to move with purpose now. Heath is outside, but Power is outside him too. And Heath comes in, and a goal for Everton by Adrian Heath. And he'll be thrilled about that, because he's been going through a really thin spell. But Everton have taken the lead, and Van den Hauwe to Power, whose earlier interception really set this move up. It was the driven cross, and Heath came in to head it in at the near post. Only his second goal in the last 13 games. But it does confirm his position as Everton's top scorer. It's his 16th of the season. And Paul Power takes an awful lot of credit for starting that move and also supplying the cross which enabled Heath to finish it.
But Elliott's tackle on Clark was crude and unnecessary, and he was rightly booked. Just before the interval, Everton almost took the lead. Stevens' fierce shot being held onto very well by Nigel Spink. Everton's goal came 8 minutes into the second half, a glorious volley from Kevin Sheedy. Villa battled away bravely and had a chance or two, but Everton came close to making it 2 when Clark curled a beauty inches wide. As for Villa's nearest miss, well, that came from Williams' free kick, but Elliott's header was stopped on the line by substitute Alan Harper, and the scoreline finished Villa 0, Everton 1. And Everton's only challengers for the title, Liverpool and Spurs, both won as well. But I must say it's looking good for Howard Kendall's men. 3 points clear of Liverpool, having played a game fewer, and 9 points ahead of Spurs, who only have 1 game in hand on Everton. Now then, Graham, what do you feel about that championship? I think possibly Spurs, who you know a lot about after the semi-final, I think they've probably got too much to do.
I think, Bob, they've probably had too much to do all along. I mean, it's very easy to say it now, but I mean, I can't see past Everton. I think you've only got to look at the games that they've got left to play. But it's easy to say that, isn't it? I mean, the game's full of surprises all of the time, but I really just can't see past Everton at all.
Were you surprised at Liverpool's little run in which they went, what was it, 4 games defeat?
Yeah. I mean, it's so many years since that's happened. If you'd asked me this question, say 3 to 4 weeks ago, I would have still gone for the 2 Merseyside people. I've always thought that Tottenham have had too much to do.
Some £750,000. The Arsenal manager George Graham, though, describes him as a good team player with an excellent touch. And this is why.
Goes Alan Smith, Lineker, him off Dodd. Only half cleared. Oh, what a goal from Alan Smith! What a goal that was!
Well, this is the Arsenal team today, with Viv Anderson, Steve Williams and David Rocastle returning. They missed the defeat at Watford, and they, like everyone in the Arsenal side, now playing for places in the Littlewoods Cup final at Wembley next Sunday against Liverpool. Everton, meanwhile, are unchanged. It's certainly a good ground for Adrian Heath. He scored the winner here last season for Everton's first win here at Highbury in 10 seasons. Even so, he also scored in an FA Cup semi-final, the winning goal against Southampton in 1984, also here at Highbury. Incidentally, Everton are hoping that they might have their missing men, Kevin Sheedy and Graham Sharp, both fit for a visit to Chelsea next week. The referee today, it's Keith Hackett of Sheffield. And despite a heavy downpour of rain about an hour ago, a good boisterous crowd here at Highbury for this one. Arsenal get it underway in those red and white shirts, attacking the goal to our left, seeking a double over Everton. In fact, they won up at Goodison with a Steve Williams goal. Everton, of course, looking for 3 points to keep up the pressure on Liverpool at the top of the table. Here's Charlie Nicholas. Trevor Stephen for Everton. Giving it to Rocastle. Anderson. Williams. Anderson again. Now Rocastle taking it over. And quite easily taken out by Kevin Radcliffe, and it'll be an Arsenal throw. Anderson with it. Radcliffe. And Wayne Clark going a long way and getting it back. And now Watson, and an offside flag. It's the impending arrival of Alan Smith. May leave some sort of question mark over the Arsenal future of Charlie Nicholas. Header by Van den Houw, and also won by David O'Leary, but an unfair challenge by O'Leary on Clark, and a free kick. Arsenal coming back refreshing from a short visit this week to Portugal. Suntans in evidence. It's Van den Houw with the free kick for Everton. And searching one towards Clark, touched on by him. And it's a goal kick. Clark, who's yet to score his first Everton goal since arriving from Birmingham City. Van den Houw's long free kick, finding him in the air there. And the keeper didn't touch it. It's a goal kick. Adams, Williams, Quinn. Advantage played there by referee Hackett. Play on again, he said. Here's Hayes, seeking to do just that for Arsenal. Almost bought himself a yard of space there. It was blocked by Trevor Stephen, who'd come back so well to half out his defence. Hayes now spreading it wide, and Everton have pulled a lot back, left only 2 forward. Good dummy there by Rocastle. Has it given Nicholas a chance to get a shot in? The chip by him! Oh, a fine piece of football! Not least by Charlie Nicholas. I think everybody here, and maybe Southall too, expecting a blasted goal. But what a delicate little chip it was. He'd obviously spotted the Everton keeper off the line. Gets past Ratcliffe. That's no easy task in the first place. And rapid back heeling by Southall, and a lovely palming over the crossbar. A delightful piece of football. So Arsenal's corner, Davis with it, played wide. Up goes Clark. And now Heath. Van den Houw. Rocastle. Only Clark is up and only Adams is back. And the shot by Heath finishing up amongst the Everton supporters. Now Tony Adams. Hayes. Sanson. Davis. The tenacity of Heath got it away for Everton, but now Arsenal getting it back again. There's Nicholas in the thick of it once more. Finding Sanson. As he stumbles, he still finds Adams. But that was a poor one, straight to the chest of Paul Power. Now the ball played forward, and Stephen is on, and now Snowden is on for Everton. And out comes Lukic. Great break by Everton, and some finely judged goalkeeping by Arsenal's John Lukic. Anderson on the far side. Now Vanden Hauwe. Clark knocking it down for Heath, and now Stephen, and now Stevens. Clark again. Here's Gary Stevens. Peter Reid. Easy for Lukic. And certainly Lukic's judgment a moment ago was superb. It was a real threatening break there by Everton. And Snowden was leading the charge. And it was a really good dive at the feet of the Everton number 10 that saved the day for Everton, for Arsenal. Rocastle's touch to Anderson. Rocastle again. Lukic. Oh, he's giving it away. And Clark is there. And he scores! What a silly goal to give away. And what an opportunist first goal for Everton for Wayne Clark. Red faces in the Arsenal defence, not least from goalkeeper John Lukic. And a smile on the face of the Everton number 9. He comes away out of his goal, half hits it, and you'll notice he gives it up now. You can see that that's a perfect chip there by Wayne Clark, and Lukic can only stand and stare. And Everton then go a goal ahead with something like 22 minutes gone, 21. It was splendid judgment by Wayne Clark and terrible judgment by the man who's shaking his head there, John Lukic. And the goalkeepers union, I no doubt this man will to a certain extent sympathise. Adams, he's caught the Lukic disease at the moment, and Everton are through again, but an offside flag is up. Clark won't get away with that one. Starting with a fairly sloppy Arsenal appearance, but also give credit to John Lukic. He's had 19 clean sheets this season, but not today. Rocastle, Anderson, Williams. Out by Ratcliffe. Clark's header. Adams in control for Arsenal. Vanden Hauwe. Williams in quickly. Rocastle again. Playing it on the line for Anderson. Rocastle once more. And here's Snowden. Foul by Williams. Reid. Oh, it's let Trevor Stephen in. Clark's waiting in the middle. Heath is in there too. And there comes Snowden. A brilliant save by Lukic. What a lovely move. It was Reid's ball that found Trevor Stephen. Played back there for Snowden. And a fine piece of keeping by Lukic, making up for that error after 20 minutes when Everton went ahead. Stevens playing it in. And Arsenal with a chance of a break now. Not a lot of support for Williams, but he finds Charlie Nicholas. Steve Williams again. Everton, in the meantime, have hustled a mistake out of Arsenal. They got plenty of players back. And you certainly see the two sides of a goalkeeper's life there. In the way that Lukic was badly at fault for the goal after 21 minutes and then made an exceptional save just a moment ago. And of course people will remember the former and not so much the latter. Williams. Foul on Charlie Nicholas. Paul Davis will take it. Anderson waiting on the far side, gets his header in. A lovely piece of keeping there by Southall, and Adams with the shot. Oh my goodness, across the face of the goal. It wanted just a touch, and Arsenal couldn't supply it. But a great header by Viv Anderson, and a splendid piece of keeping again by Neville Southall, and a free kick to Arsenal. The free kick guided. It was a dummy run by Niall Quinn, in fact, and it left Anderson there at the far post. There's the piece of keeping, and Adams had a shot, went across the face of the goal, and nobody could apply the finishing touch. But the pressure is still on Everton. Quinn is up, and Southall saves again. Arsenal, in fact, who failed to score in their last 5 league games. Their last league goal, believe it or not, was back on February the 14th against Sheffield Wednesday, scored by Niall Quinn. Got the header in there in a 1-1 draw. And that really is where you find all their problems, their slide from a real championship challenging position. Peter Reid's ball for Everton. Now Snowden. Side against Heath. Everton throw. Brandon Howe with the throw for Everton. Anderson's header. Good play by Davis. Bringing Sanson into it. Barry Stevens, Trevor Stephen. And Stevens looking for Clark, but it's Adams' boot that gets it into touch. Half-time whistle. And Everton go on target into the lead. Some fine goalkeeping at one end by Neville Southall, and he's still shaking his head, John Lukic. A really mixed first half from him, and after 21 minutes, of course, that aberration when he half cleared the ball, and this man here, Wayne Clark, returned the ball with a delightful chip into the back of the Arsenal net. Half-time then here at Highbury. It's Arsenal 0, Everton 1. And welcome back then as the second half gets underway with Everton leading by 1-0. There's Dave Watson. And it'll be a goal kick. No changes on either side during the half-time interval. The only change being that the Arsenal manager, George Graham, in the white raincoat there and the Portugal tan, which he got for himself last week when Arsenal had a few days away, he's come down from the director's box to be on the bench. And now Williams. And Howe. And in the end, the long legs of David O'Leary got across there and halted Vanden Howe in his stride. It'll be an Everton throw. Anderson's header falling for power. And now here's Heath trying to get the number 9 through. He's brought down by Anderson. And it's right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Anderson complaining to the referee, but I'm going to say it looked a foul to me. And the wall needs to be efficiently built here now. 4 of the minute. Davis, as you can see, taking the goalkeeper's instructions. Now he turns round and faces the action. Reid and Stevens are there. It'll be Gary Stevens. And an Arsenal throw. David Rocastle with it. No, he's going to leave it for Viv Anderson. Quinn. Nicholas. Calls for Quinn again. Got Hayes waiting in the middle, and Stevens is there as well, but Nicholas might take it up. It's Quinn again for Arsenal, seeking to get this goal back. Rocastle. Anderson. Little touch by Nicholas. It might be a little too tight. No penalty. Anderson brought down by Ratcliffe. The referee perfectly placed, spread his arms wide and said no penalty. But you can't argue with a man as experienced as Keith Hackett, who was right on the spot as Anderson brought it through. And you can see the referee on the top of the picture there, spreading his arms wide. Here comes the corner. Gets it away. O'Leary. Through to Quinn. Nicholas taking it on. Davis now. There's some space on the far side for Hayes. Whoa, very close. Well, he suggests that Southall's angles must have been correct, as Hayes gets his shot in and is forced to play it wide of the far post. Arsenal get a corner. There must have been just a touch off an Everton defender. Paul Davis with it. Tony Adams, the defender, up at the near post now for Arsenal. And Southall, under pressure from Adams, still clings onto the ball. Free kick. Sanson. Stevens. Trevor Stephen. Snowden caught offside. moment or two before Arsenal, I think, make a substitution. I think they're going to take off Martin Hayes and bring on Perry Groves. In the meantime, here's Kenny Sanson with the throw for Arsenal. Quinn up. Clark playing it for Van Howard. Good break now for Everton. No, came to nothing. Reid trying to resurrect it. Ratcliffe. Quinn back. Sanson playing a long ball forward, and an offside flag is up. Substitution about to be made. Here comes Perry Groves, formerly with Colchester. And it'll be Martin Hayes who comes off. So they take off their top scorer, Martin Hayes, 17 goals, 9 of them from the penalty spot. And bring on young Perry Groves. He's got 3 to his credit so far this season. Clark. Snowden. Van Howe. Snowden's nice little touch there. Won by Reid as well. Watson playing it forward again. Flag up again. It's gloomy enough for the lights now to be switched on. With a throw, a long one there towards Quinn. It'll be an Arsenal corner. Davis with the kick. Deeper one this time. Anderson was there with a header. Gary Stevens getting it away. Trevor Stephen helping it on its way for Everton. Sanson. Rocastle. Played in now for Anderson. Good save again by Southall. And again, Viv Anderson looks the most effective of Arsenal's men coming forward. Played in splendidly there for Anderson to have his shot, but Southall again down on it like a hawk. Good decision there by the referee. There was a little shove in the back there, and it wasn't easy for him to detect from his angle by Dave Watson, giving Arsenal the free kick. Sanson playing it short for Davis. To Groves. Now, can he get to the byline? He's crossed it in. And, well, they're claiming handball, I think probably against Ratcliffe. And they've given a corner. The linesman's flagging, and the referee's going across. Now, does this mean a penalty for Arsenal? Or does it mean the corner that Keith Hackett meant in the first place? A corner is given. So whatever the linesman said, it didn't carry any weight if it was penalty talk. And as the slow motion showed, a chest. Here's the Arsenal corner. Floated in once more, and Everton get it away. Paul Davis. Rocastle. Ratcliffe also giving it to Nicholas. Well, he recovered well. And again Arsenal imploring the referee that there was an infringement in the box, and again the referee doesn't want to know. O'Leary this time. Van den Hauwe getting it away, feeling that Quinn's boot was too high. And Van den Hauwe on a fairly short fuse there, having felt maybe the boot of Quinn around his face. In fact, Everton get a free kick. Perry Groves brings it in. It was a really controversial moment. Was it a handball? And it looks very much like a chest. Adams away. Snowden taking it well on his chest. What a good bit of play there by him. And Heath in turn picking out Paul Power. Anybody waiting on the far side? Oh my goodness, that could so easily have been an own goal there. Tony Adams sliding in there and slicing it over his own crossbar for an Everton corner. Difficult moment always for a defender there. Caught a little bit off balance with a glistening ball. Corner for Everton, flicked on by Stephen. Anderson getting it away. Rocastle. Even Quinn right back there. Sanson. Rocastle back to Lukic. Just a quarter of an hour left. Everton still leading 1-0. Shoves on Quinn while he looked to be on the ground, but again the referee playing on Groves, getting it in. Power's header, rather Vanden Hau's header. Here's Rocastle. That's wide for Perry Groves. Couldn't keep it in. Everton's throw. And they're going to make a substitution, Everton. They're taking off Wayne Clark, goal scorer, and Alan Harper coming on. So an attacker goes off and a defender comes on. O'Leary, a long high one there, fisted away by Southall. Under intense physical pressure there. Heath couldn't get it forward for Everton. Sanson now returning it for Arsenal. There's a whole clutch of red shirts now in and around that Everton penalty area. Vanden Hau gets it away, but not very far. It's an Arsenal throw. And taken quickly by Rocastle. Finding Davis. In turn for Williams. Rocastle again. Davis. Long way out. And it was well struck and well gathered. And the crowd here of 36,280 wondering if that was the moment of an Arsenal breakthrough, but it was. Stevens. Played in for Heath. And saved by Lukic. Vanden Hau. Important for Everton. They stand firm in the seconds that remain. And the Everton bench, you can imagine the agitation there. You can see it on every face. Arsenal have only been beaten here once this season in the league, and that's by Liverpool. It looks as though their neighbours are going to complete that double now. Everton 1-0 ahead, playing time added on. Final whistle, 3, and who knows, very valuable points for Everton. It's all hinging on that amazing goal after 21 minutes scored by Wayne Clark after the mistake by John Lukic. And Arsenal now go 9 league matches without a win. And Everton, having got their lead, defended well and looked the side that was full of confidence too. The final score then here at Highbury, it's Arsenal 0, Everton 1.
Well, what an amazing weekend it's turning out to be, with Everton winning, Liverpool losing at home to Wimbledon, and of course it means the race for the First Division Championship has now been thrown wide open. And here in the Everton dressing room, well, nobody knows that better than their manager, Howard Kendall.
Well, we've always believed that we could possibly do it. At the same time, I think we hold our hands up and say that we aren't playing as well, or we didn't play as well as we were doing over the holiday period. I mean, it was really exciting. We're scoring goals regularly and playing very, very attractive football and winning games. At the same time, I mean, we've seen tremendous character here today. I thought that when Arsenal put us under pressure, which they do all sides...
Hawke's perfect through ball, for once Rush's less than perfect finish. At the other end, though, the Liverpool defence was once again showing signs of cracking up. Johnson's lapse set up the tall Rosario and left Grobbelaar screaming for more discipline. But 5 minutes later, Rush once again proved how much Liverpool will miss him, creating the time to leave Norwich watching in admiration. After half-time, though, any thoughts Liverpool had of coasting home crashed, as Norwich mounted an impressive comeback. Drinkle's delicate lob setting up Putney. Grobbelaar once again not in the best of moods. And the winner, a superb solo run from Drinkle himself, who had time to measure the tightest of angles. After 4 straight defeats, Dalglish's manager is under pressure for the first time. Peter Staunton, ITN Sport, Carrow Road.
They've got the points in the bag, but they've had a little couple upsets recently. But Everton have got games in hand and looking very strong. And I think Liverpool have got more away games than Everton. So they're looking in a very commanding position now.
I can imagine this Everton dressing room must have been a joyous sight at about 5:15.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it. I mean, a couple of the new players came in. I mean, our fans behind the goal, I mean, they've roared. I mean, they've been tremendous. They were jumping in the air with a couple of minutes to go in this game. And
seconds after the start of Everton's match at Norwich, the scorer, defender Pat van den Houw, who'd been kept out for most of the season through injury.
Thousands travelled from Goodison for the ritual crowning of the champions, but after Saturday's scoreless draw, the tension was high. Norwich, though, diffused it by handing Everton the lead within a minute. It was Van den Houw's first of the season. It'll go down as the one which won the title. For as the match wore on, Norwich came on strongly, and a nervous Everton simply protected their slender lead. Howard Kendall's half-time team talk was no doubt about defending in numbers. It worked most of the time. The occasional panic, though, did nothing to calm the fans down. The manager, meanwhile, was on the edge of his seat. At the end, the man who saw Liverpool snatch both the league and cup from him last season looked more than relieved, as his team ran for cover.
I'm absolutely delighted, really. I mean, it's been tremendously satisfying to win the championship again after narrowly missing out last season.
And even better for taking it from Liverpool.
You don't mind who you take championships off. As I say, that, I mean, our fans were desperately disappointed we missed out on the League Championship and the FA Cup last season to Liverpool. And we've reversed it this season.
Outside, the celebrations were still going on.
Hello, welcome to a new series featuring some of the great moments of English football. We're taking the opportunity to delve into the archives and highlight some of the great names and personalities of the 70s. To do it, we've reunited two of the game's unique entertainers who were idolised by the fans during that golden age. In George Best and Rodney Marsh, we have the perfect match for reflecting on the very best in football. The next half hour will provide ample evidence of their qualifications to do so as we recall the flamboyant talents that made Mr. Marsh and Mr. Best so special. Our first action comes from Northampton back in 1970 with a 23-year-old George Best gaining himself a place in the record books, a performance typical of the Best legend. George, you were returning from a suspension, not dare I say it a rare occurrence in your career, and for both of you, although you were famous for your style of football, it is fair to say you were also famous for frequently getting into trouble. Was it big mouths? Does it go with talent? Is it?
I think in George's case it was.
Depends what you call trouble. I call it fun. I'll tell you what, there's one thing I can guarantee about both of us: we enjoy whatever we do. And I mean, as far as getting into trouble, I tend to think, well, I got in trouble, I suppose. I tend to think more for retaliation, and Rod's right, for mouthing off. But that's because I felt I was an entertainer, and I was being paid to entertain. And if some mug from some 4th Division side's kicking lumps out of me for an hour and a half, sooner or later you're going to snap, and that's usually when I got in trouble.
Well, in terms of being in trouble, I only got in trouble on 3 occasions, and all the 3 occasions were for bad tackles from me. So, and I deserve to be sent off.
You deserve to be... Fine, good. But you didn't deserve what happened to you. You felt you weren't protected.
No, he was very good, actually, George. I mean, he didn't deserve a thing.
All right, so why? In this first game we're going to watch the highlights of, this is Northampton Town. This is an FA Cup tie, isn't it? Northampton Town against Manchester United, and the George Best there at number 11. You're returning from many weeks of suspension. How many weeks was it?
I think I just served a month suspension.
What have you done that time?
I can't remember what for. There was that many, I can't remember. But this was, funny enough, the team had been doing quite well, and there was a lot of talk about maybe they shouldn't bring me back in right away because the team had been getting some good results. Anyway, they brought me back, and this was the first game for quite a few weeks.
Sure, and we're talking about Kim Book as well in Northampton Town, who had a hard time that day. Related to?
Yeah, Tony Book's
brother,
yeah.
This man, George Best, is today back in the side, having missed 5 games during his 4-match suspension, and will obviously be anxious to turn on something a bit special this afternoon for this enormous crowd to appreciate. 15 minutes into the second half, and George Best gets Manchester United's and his own 4th goal. 4-0 Manchester United lead. Back header, Kidd! Number 5 from Brian Kidd. Burns quickly in the game and putting Best through, and here goes Best. It must be his 5th, surely. Yes, he's rolled it in! This incredible player, his 5th goal of this game, his 19th of the season. Francis Burns, his first touch of the ball, strokes a beautiful through pass, and George Best does the rest. Nice ball from Best to Burns. Morgan here with a chance for another one. Saved, but it's scored now by Brian Kidd. Brian Kidd's 2nd. Burns to Best. 10 minutes left. This is Clark. Now, McNeil, and he's got one. Nobody will grudge Northampton their goal, or indeed McNeil. Edwards coming to challenge Felton. Kiernan and record 6 goals in a match. Kiernan for Northampton. Large is there. Frank Large gets a 2nd for Northampton.
They're lucky I wasn't much fit, actually.
I tell you, that's amazing. That could go down as one of the all-time great performances, couldn't it, by any player?
It's
of being out for a 5-match suspension.
5 games in 4 matches. Jonathan stuff.
Yeah, we're not asking about that. How you managed?
But no, but for a player to be out that long and come back and not really train and score 6 goals away from home is a phenomenal feat, isn't it? Let's face it. At any level.
At any level. But Paddy Crowne, what we should say, some lovely passes there.
It was amazing. Paddy was such an important member of the team. He really was. I mean, when we were playing, if there was one player that I didn't want to be out of the side, through injury, it was Paddy. He was such a great player.
Goal scoring. You scored your share. I mean, we should have a little look, Rodney, at some of your exploits. We have some goals from. What's it? This is for you. QPR against Birmingham. Do you remember that?
Yeah, in the 70s. Yeah.
Hat trick.
Hat trick. Yeah. At home. It was a right foot volley, header, and then a right foot shot between 2 players' legs, including the keeper.
You clever thing.
Yeah, it was great.
He remembers it because it was the only hat-trick he ever got.
Oh!
And now Gillard. Marsh was calling for it, and a slip there allows Marsh to go in! A goal by Marsh! What a goal! Mike Kelly
absolutely beaten. And Rodney Marsh puts Rangers ahead. The Rangers leading by a goal to nil, scored by Rodney Marsh. And now Mike Ferguson with the corner, Clement right up there, as you'll see. Marsh getting ahead to it. Oh, Rodney Marsh! A second goal to Marsh. Summerhill harried and hustled all the way by Clement, and hustled into an error, and Ferguson is right there in the middle of it. Will it come through to Marsh? Oh, look at that for skill by Marsh! Oh, and what a goal! Rodney Marsh's hat-trick! Oh, what incredible skill by Marsh!
As far as I was concerned, I always used to try to do things that other players couldn't do. And I wanted to entertain the fans. And there was one game in particular that we were playing against at Main Road. We were playing against Birmingham City. And I was having it off one day and playing ever so well, and the team was playing terrific. And I remember late in the game, I was one-on-one with Roger Hind, who was a central defender. And I was running at Roger with the ball, going, you know, side to side, and dragged him inside out. And he eventually fell over. And I went right into the 6-yard box almost, and then tried to chip the keeper from
6 yards
and hit the crossbar. You know, and you know, I would try that. It would have been easier just to blow it in. You know.
All right, you both moved to America. George for a slightly shorter time. Yeah. Rodney, you're still out there in Tampa.
That's right.
What took you both to America?
I think I went through a very bad period in my life. Certainly when I was thrown out of Manchester City in 1976. And
this is being recorded in Manchester. Were you badly treated in the city by Manchester City?
When I moved to Manchester, I had a brilliant time. It was probably the happiest time of my life. The fans accepted me. Most of the players accepted me. And I really had a great time here. And I really respected the northern attitude towards a Cockney. It really meant a lot to me. But when I left the club, I left under very, very bitter circumstances as a player. And, you know, I would be a liar if I said that wasn't the case. At that time, I made a comment in the press after I'd left and went to America. I said that Manchester City were going to take a silk purse and make it into a sow's ear. And that's exactly what they've done.
Did you have affection for the club, though, Rodney? I mean, that's just a question. Do you still feel fondness for that?
I felt tremendous loyalty to the cause of Manchester City. Tremendous.
Well, took you to America. I mean, there's a goal that you scored, George, in America. You were still scoring them out there. In fact, I think there's quite a long run into this, but what we see for the San Jose Earthquakes, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. Mm.
All right, we're going to see this. There was quite a run beforehand. We just get the beautiful little end bit.
Through to Best. Now he's in a position where he can take on defenders. Still George Best. No way through. Or is there? Yes! That's wonderful! Well, those who think George Best's career is declining should look at this. They dived in at him from all angles, and still he found a way through. A gap was lost then. Another trick, another turn. And this is the very best of George Best.
You tell me we missed the end of it as well, because after he scores...
Yeah, chase the referee and...
No, the lead-in, no, the referee, I mean, I thought they were bad in this country until I went to America. And I'd had a sort of a run-in with him earlier, usual verbal, and we'd just been awarded a free kick, and I was still sort of angry. So I said to the guy that took the free kick, just give it to me. And it was one of those things, I just made my mind up that I was going to go for it. And I think we counted it once. I didn't beat 9 players. I beat 3 of them 3 times. And it was just one of those things that came off. And Ronnie says, you don't sit there, but after I scored, apart from wanting to celebrate, I head straight for the referee as if to say, you know, thanks very much, you.
When the two of you went to play together, what brought you together at Fulham? Was it a business idea?
No, at the time, the North American Soccer League, they were only playing outdoor. Later on, they went both indoor and outdoor. So Rodney and I I was playing sort of half the year, really, there. And Fulham came to, well, both of us, and Bobby Moore as well. And they saw the possibility of bringing 3 players together and pulling the crowds in.
And it was amazing how it came together for everybody, including the fans. This game, I think there was 25,000 people, and the previous week there was about 4.
So it's September the 1976, and for Hereford we should watch Terry Payne, but mostly we should watch you two for the next few minutes.
With 20 minutes gone, no score. Barrett again with it. Ernie Howe up in there, Mitchell, Marsh,
the edge of the area is Best. Carter getting it away. Slough. Mitchell setting a little dummy. Slough going through. That's the goal by Alan Slough. Lindsay now to Burrows. Oh, a bit of space there for Davey. He's gone through them. Is this the equaliser? Good save by Fiedemera. And Cutbush now to Best. Space ahead of him. Terry Payne coming back as hard as he can. Payne still after him. Still Best going on. Tripped. Free kick. Fulham quickly getting on with the game. The ball with Marsh. A touch now for Cutbush. Hit low there. And it'll come now for Evanson. Oh, a tremendous goal. 2-0. Still got his cross in there. Here's Marsh. Dinked it one side. Oh, what about that for skill? Knocked it one side of Lindsay, and before it hit the ground, he was round the Hereford player and hitting it on the half-line and enjoying every moment of it. Well, Bobby Campbell is a fellow who likes effort, but I think he enjoys a bit of skill as well, and he would have loved that bit of skill by Marsh. Now Davey. Look who's coming back. Slough covering well there for Fulham. Davey to Lindsay, good play there, and just a little too high, an own goal by Ernie Howe. Substitute, 16-year-old Kevin Sheedy, scored 3 goals in the reserves this week. The old man passing him by, Terry Payne, doing a bit more shouting and a bit more directing. What a career he's had though. Best. That's the Best. Oh my goodness, he hit the post. They're strong for Fulham. Best. Oh, what a ball there by Best to Marsh. And a beautiful save by Charlton and Marsh, jumping all over Burrows. Nice job by Mitchell. Marsh there to collect. Well, he wrong-footed them all there. And a lovely ball for Best. Now can he do the same? Onto the right foot. Mitchell on the far post. Marsh with a header. Best making his presence felt there again. John Evanson for Fulham. Played inside for Marsh. Looking around, seeing who he can pick up. Decides to go one in. Oh my goodness, what a goal! Oh, what a tremendous goal by Marsh. Moore heading that one away. And now Marsh and Best are up. Best inside his own half. Marsh brought down. And Best on his way. Now he's got Tyler to beat. Came up so quickly to dispossess him, and Marsh remonstrating with the referee that he was bowled over away in his own half. Just hadn't got that little finishing whip over the last 10 yards of that run, George Best. Well, they were very slow there, and this might come now for Ernie Howe. No! Slough, no! But Lindsay read it. Another fall for Marsh. Killed in one move. Finds John Evanson. Tremendous worker for Fulham in the middle of the field. Here's Marsh. Evanson, the sort of player who makes the right sort of balance for the rather extravagant skills from time to time with Rodney Marsh. And here's another great break by Fulham. It's Strong going all the way in, and he hits the post. very nearly number 5. And a corner instead of a goal. A great smile there from Les Strong. So the ball played there for Les Strong, and he was wide of the mark again as Marsh and Best tried to set up something for him. Really seems to be enjoying his game, and I think most Fulham fans are enjoying the afternoon now. Strong, and now Best. Hurdled beautifully over Tyler. Took it off Rodney Marsh. Marsh coming back to tackle him. Well, you can do that when you're 4-1 up. Here's Mitchell. Free kick, right on the edge of the box, given away by Galley, who's had a fairly rumbustious afternoon, this big number 5 of Hereford. Another smile. And they're cooking up something. Well, the goalie will want a clear view of this. You can take my word for it. Best and Marsh will be cooking up something. And it almost came off in an unexpected way. Lobbed up by Best. Hit by Marsh. In fact, there was a handball before it came to Ernie Howe. Here's Best again. From that pass by Marsh. Played on now for Mitchell. Marsh and Best are right up there. John Mitchell turning on the style a little bit. Mitchell. Best again. Now taking on Burrows. There's Best. Oh, and saved by Charlton, and saved well. It's for George Best. That's the second nutmeg I've seen him produce in this game, that time through the legs of Roy Carter. Well, Rodney Marsh is the hero of the second half with George Best. And Fulham are worthy winners by 4 goals to 1. And in the second half, you suspect it could have been 6 or 7. There are so many smiles about the place at Craven Cottage, and it's easy to see why people are delighted to come back here and enjoy themselves on a Saturday afternoon to watch the skills of players like Marsh and Best, and the rest of the Fulham team as well.
That was rubbish. When was the last time you saw a game where the referee was laughing?
A long time ago.
I mean, that was... when you sit here watching it, it's not like watching yourself. It's like watching... I don't know. It's just...
I think it was real entertainment. I think what was interesting was that the way all of the other players as well started to try to do things and bend in shots.
Yeah.
And, you know.
It's the entertainment business, though, isn't it? That's how you both see it, as the entertainment business, not as professional sport, as winning in that sense.
I certainly did. When I played, I certainly looked upon myself as an entertainer, and I felt it was up to me to make sure the fans got their money's worth.
I felt exactly the same.
And if I come off and I hadn't done what I felt I should have done for the fans, then I consider it to be a bad performance by me. I always wanted to win first, but I wanted to win with flair. I wanted to not just stick 3 or 4 or 5 goals in. I want to do that too, but I would like to try to create something special, especially if we got ahead. And in those days, Manchester City, when I played here in the 70s, Manchester City got ahead a lot of times. So I want to try things like chipping the goalkeeper and things like that.
I don't know. It's difficult. Sometimes I was a bit selfish. Sometimes when we lost, I don't mean on the ball. I mean when I come off, sometimes even if we'd lost, to be quite honest, if I'd played well and entertained, I was quite happy. I really was.
All right, the two of you, thank you for entertaining us tonight. And we won't go into that Wolves game where what happened at that Wolves game that sent you to America? I think that's the final story for the
Go ahead, George, you can end on a good note. Yeah.
No, well, obviously we've seen something that I know both of us think was a bit special. I mean, well, everyone can see for themselves. But I mean, there was the other side of the coin. I remember we played at Wolves one day, and I think we were getting hammered. It was pouring with rain. It was muddy, and after about the 5th goal went in.
Against you?
Against us, yeah. Our goalkeeper just smacked the ball at the middle, and Rodney and I were standing in the halfway line. The ball just plunked right between the two of us in this mud. He looked at me and he said, "What the hell are we doing here?" Actually, he didn't say hell. He said another 4-letter word.
Which we won't repeat now. Well, what you're doing here now is talking about football to us. Thank you for this first programme. We look forward to the rest of them as we talk about football, Marsh, Best, and their memories. Thank you both very much, gentlemen, and we'll see you again for the next in this series. Hope you enjoyed it. And we're actually going to leave you with 2 of their compatriots, as it were, entertainers of a similar ilk from the early 70s, Duncan McKenzie and Dennis Law. Hope you enjoyed them and hope you join us again next time.
McKenzie. Twice he dummied the back heel. Still he has the ball. Great crossfield run by Duncan McKenzie. Still Stoke can't find a way of taking it from him. Best got away by cross, but only to Charlton. And in it comes again for Law to jump. It's the post and in. Eddie Gray. Up for Bremner. Bremner being challenged by Gowling. Has Lorimer behind him. Lorimer's cross. McKenzie. Goal! What a lovely goal! Summerby slotting it through nicely for Bell. Stewart is away on the left. Lee. Pulled across for Law! Dennis has done it! Frank Gray. McKenzie chasing this. McKenzie.
Next week, Best and Marsh look at what makes a great goalkeeper.
The Hereford side is the one that drew 2-2 at Newcastle. Addison, number 6, is the only full-time professional, but 7 of them have got Football League experience. Newcastle United make 2 changes from the first match. Moncur is back at number 6, and at number 7, Viv Busby, whose loan from Luton Town expires this weekend. The referee today is Dennis Turner of Cannock, and it's Newcastle United defending the goal to the right, who kick off to start this third-round replay. Extra time, remember, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, and the winners play West Ham. Oh, and Radford misdirected that header, and McDonald's got through here. He's got a chance. And good goalkeeping by Potter. And there's some pushing going on there in that penalty area between McDonald and the defender, and the referee had to sort that out early on. A lot of things happened in that penalty area then. It's played wide for Brian Owen. Good shot. Dudley Tyler. Headed on by Nattrass for Newcastle and back by Griffiths for Hereford. Now Tudor. And that was Radford. Green beating Addison there. He's got Busby to his right. And Griffiths, the man that did that. And there was some pressure on the goalkeeper then. But McLaughlin did the sensible thing by giving away the corner. The ball was loose and McDonald was on hand, number 9. Hibbett. McDonald coming in, and well taken by Potter. In fact, the foot went up there from McDonald. He doesn't seem to agree with the referee, but it is a free kick. Now Colin Addison for Hereford. Meadows to Goff. Well, that's still found Tyler. Oh, and a good try. John Tudor. This is Green. Hibbett. There's 3 in the middle for Newcastle. Busby. McDonald on the far post. Tudor in. And the foul has been given. McDonald's header and Tudor's challenge. But an unfair challenge by Tudor on Fred Potter. So the ball in the net for the first time, but it doesn't count.
Cochrane's clearance hit Tudor then, and hit the crossbar, hit it! Crossbar a second time, McDonald's underneath this. Well, that was quite remarkable. The clearance hit John Tudor so hard that it went back over the goalkeeper and hit the crossbar, came out again, and the Hibbett shot also hit the bar. A real let-off that for Hereford. It all adds up to a corner. Terry Hibbett really made the crossbar tremble with that second shot. It's aimed at Billy Meadows, Moncur up with him, but now Owen, and the whistle's gone for half-time. So no goals in the first half, but a very big reception for the non-league side as they leave the field. And Newcastle United, the club that have not been beyond the fourth round in the FA Cup for 12 years, must be feeling as they go in at half-time that they've still got it all to do. But on this important day in Hereford's history, they're sitting on walls, on floodlight pylons, and even in trees to get a view of this match. This is Dudley Tyler. He really is a good player on the ball, this man. Oh, Meadows nearly found Tyler with the return, and it hit him on the heel. Goff for Hereford. It's a poor clearance, Tyler. And that wasn't a bad shot for the near post by Dudley Tyler. This is a good start for Hereford at the beginning of the second half, and McFall was called upon there to get down very quickly. Radford is number 11 on the goal line. Tyler will take the corner from the far side. Mallinger! Oh, hit the post. Jones! Oh, that may well have been the best chance. Still with Hereford, Alan Jones, number 4. Addison again. They're knocking this ball around with a lot of confidence at the moment. This is Dudley Tyler. Griffiths. Oh, chance here for Goff. And the defenders appealing to the referee for a decision which wasn't given. And once again, Newcastle survived. This is Tyler. But he finally lost it, and now Green for Newcastle to Tudor. He's got Griffiths to beat. Corner. Tony Goff was number 7 there. There's number 7 for Newcastle, Viv Busby in the penalty area. Number 5 just arriving is Pat Howard, the centre half. Hibbett to sling the corner across. MacDonald. Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. That was a fine save by Potter. Meadows. Now Green for Newcastle. To Hibbett. And MacDonald's in space now, and he's onside. There's a chance here for MacDonald. The defenders are running back, and he's missed it. Well, you saw what happened, and he knows what happened. He got past the goalkeeper, but he couldn't finish it from the angle. And there's a relieved Fred Potter. MacDonald, who had that header a few minutes ago, so well saved. Missing a chance after one of his very few clear runs. Now Green. Busby. 3 in the penalty area. MacDonald coming in. That's it. Minutes from the end, Newcastle break the deadlock. Fred Potter's so disappointed, and you can understand it. They've held out for so long, but Tony Green initiated that move, breaking from midfield, fed Viv Busby on the right. Busby made the cross to the far post, and Malcolm MacDonald headed his 23rd goal of the season for Newcastle United, and a very important goal for them. This is Ronnie Radford to Addison. Tyler now. Good ball. Out by Nattrass. This is George, the substitute. Oh, turning well. Malinder. Meadows heading it on. Tremendous spirit in this Hereford side. They're not giving this up by any means. Radford. Now Tudor's gone down for Newcastle. Radford again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Radford the scorer. Ronnie Radford. And the crowd are invading the pitch. And now it will take some time to clear the field. What a tremendous shot by Radford. He got that ball back and hit it from well outside the penalty area, and no goalkeeper in the world would have stopped that. It barely flew into the top corner of McFall's net. Well, just when one thought that the non-leaguers might be broken by MacDonald's goal, a tremendous reply from Radford. Well, that's the Hereford cop. Well, that's the situation with 5 minutes of normal time left. This cup tie's had some strange twists and turns. Now, who can keep their head best in these last few minutes? This is Kenny Malinder for Hereford. That was a foul, but it's gone against Hereford. There was some pushing and barging between Meadows and Howard, and Meadows a bit unlucky perhaps to have that go against him. And that's the end of 90 minutes. At the end of 90 minutes, Hereford United have clawed their way back into this cup tie and forced extra time. So Hereford United to start another half hour of this epic cup tie, playing again from right to left. Malinder. That's a foul. Irving Nattrass was the man that went down. This is Malinder. Turned out to be a very good ball. Radford. He was all on his own against two of them there all the time. No help at all, but he did so well. He's got a free kick out of it in the end. This is Tony Goff. Tudor got the ball out. McLaughlin coming up. And MacDonald was with him. And this is a Newcastle break now. There's 2 against 1 here. Hibbett and MacDonald. The defenders staying between them. And there's somebody else back. But MacDonald on his left foot. Well, Hereford survived there all right. There was a situation developing 2 against 1. This is Tyler. Billy Meadows. Away by Moncur. Radford. Tyler. George. Oh, he did! He's got it! Ricky George! Ricky George has done it! What a moment for Hereford! Ricky George got that ball on his right foot on the right-hand side of the penalty area. He knew what he was going to do with it, and the shot was perfectly placed, low beyond the course, far side. And Hereford lead 2-1, and Ricky George being hugged there by Billy Meadows, the man who he's played with both for Hereford and for Barnet. So with 15 minutes of the cup match left, Hereford lead Newcastle by 2 goals to 1 after coming back from the dead. And that's the man that scored the goal that put them in front, Ricky George, the substitute. There's Addison, knowing how important this is to his little club. At the moment they're feeling 10 feet tall. Tyler again. He wasn't going to get a free kick there. This is Moncur. To Malcolm MacDonald. Straight at Ricky George. And this is Addison. The runners are going now. And he's going on. Owen's got a chance. Well, they played the offside game and nearly paid the price. This is Tyler. Meadows. Ricky George. Owen. Owen still. It was so nearly 3-1. And a free kick given. No, it hasn't been. The flag was up. MacDonald. Natras. He must blow any second. It's all over. They've done it. Hereford have done it. Well...
Hello from Wembley, and an early start to the new football season, one of enormous importance really to English football. The quality of the game will be analysed closely with the European Championship finals less than 12 well packed. You couldn't get a ticket in Coventry for love and money this week, whereas at the other end, 1 or 2 spaces. The Everton supporters, their 4th successive Charity Shield, maybe the novelty of success is...
But I think in a case like this, it's something to be looked forward to. It's not like the cup final where the butterflies can get at people a little bit more. This is a slightly more relaxed atmosphere.
Notice George Curtis there leading Coventry out. We got a little tip-off that he might, you know. Well, that's a nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's smashing because, I mean, he's got Coventry City written through him, hasn't he? He's been there since the turn of the century. He's seen the good times and the bad times, and now this is a just reward for sticking with it and dreams coming true for him in Holland.
Yes, Coventry being led out today by their managing director George Curtis there, and not John Sillett, who's recently been upgraded from team coach to manager. It's a close and demanding partnership, determined to succeed.
That's smashing, aye, smashing. There's one thing for sure, he wasn't going to run out.
Well, I tell you, Ron, there's no one prouder out there today than Colin Harvey, Everton's new manager, Howard Kendall's successor. Harvey has certainly got a tough act to follow.
It might be an impossible act to follow. No, he was, without doubt, the best manager that Everton Football Club ever had. It's the best thing that ever happened to them. I'm not sorry to see him go, for a couple of reasons. One being that he was a very good friend, and the other that he was the best manager Everton ever had.
So now you've got to be even better.
I've got to try and do my best, and with the help of a good staff and good players, do as well as I possibly can.
Colin was asked on the radio earlier this week if he was enjoying it. He said, "I'm doing it."
Do you know, I seem to remember similar sentiments echoed across the park about, 12 years ago when Shankly finished. A certain Bob Paisley was more or less press-ganging to the job. Yes. Didn't do too bad either, did he, him?
Didn't do so bad, did he?
One change only from their thrilling cup final side, and it's not in goal, where Steve Ogrizovic today celebrates his inclusion in next week's Football League squad to meet the rest of the world here next Saturday. The back four with David Phillips again slotting in for the unfortunate Brian Burrows. He missed the final, remember, through injury. He's a sub today. in the midfield, a nice balance. Dave Bennett, I suppose, more a winger than a midfield man, really, and there'd be plenty of exciting skill from him down the right. And then up front, the one change where David Sheedy, formerly of Chelsea, making his first major appearance for his new club in place of the injured Cyril Regis. As for Everton, they again call on Bobby Minns in goal in place of the injured Neville Southall. And in the back four, a change where Gary Stevens has picked up a virus today. Alan Harper goes into the right-back place. Ian Snowden missing from their midfield through injury. Peter Reid's influence, I'm sure, is going to be there for all to see, particularly as he's now the club's player-coach. And then up front, Wayne Clark, Graham Sharp and Adrian Heath. Adrian, in fact, recovering from a knee injury. Originally he was playing half the game, but with Gary Stevens injured, he's playing the full match. And I imagine he'll be playing just in behind Clark. There's a big crowd here. That's going to make any competitor want to really go and give it everything.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he'll be given everything, but I don't think there's everything to give.
Well, it's Coventry in a change strip of all yellow, attacking the goal to our right, getting this new season underway. Here's Mickey Ginn. Grath back to Ginn. Peak. And now Phillips. It's Kilcline again. John Phillips was saying he couldn't believe the tempo in Coventry's pre-season, as I was saying a moment ago, that they're a fortnight advanced on what they were at this stage last year. The winning of the Cup has meant so much to Coventry City, and I think to Midlands football. For the goal kick, Greg Downs getting it straight at Trevor Stephen. Gets it in at the second attempt, but the flag is up again. Sheedy, who always climbs so well, of course. Dave Watson up, number 5 for Everton. Harper playing it in early. And the header was just wide from Graham Sharp. So the ball played in early is always going to cause a few problems here. Now Clark bringing Trevor Stephen into it. Hey, back for Harper. Obrizovic not called upon America. Between Coventry and Everton, here's Peter Reid. Forward goes Dave Watson. Clark is a big lad. Sharp is a 6-footer. Goes straight to Lloyd McGrath. Top done by Michael Ginn. And a Brisbane. Just 1 against 1. Sheedy against Ratcliffe. And the Everton skipper, an out-and-out winner. A couple of minutes of the first half remaining now. Still 0-0 in this FA Charity Shield. The cross there. Oh, and there's a chance for Clark. Oh, the mistake was Coventry's, and they were firmly punished for it. We'll pull all over the place here. Ian?
Well, as I said, Everton have been doing great work down that side, and Pete missed a cross, and it was a Rasmus shot with a cracking goal there. But you know, really and truly, you've got to put that down to a little bit of a mistake here. Trevor think I'd be disappointed, didn't get his head to that one. But Clark, he banged it, and goalkeeper had no chance for that one.
Keith Houchin having some running repairs at the moment from the referee. Let me follow up my daft question about Everton being in the hunt again. Who else do you fancy around the place? Who have you seen who you think might make a breakthrough this coming season?
Well, I think the question mark has got to be over Liverpool, because they're the team that have splashed out, bought new players, And everyone in the country will be saying, well, you know, will we see another Liverpool revival? We'll all wait for that. We'll all see if the money has been well spent, you know, if Barnes can settle in, and Beardsley. All class players. So I think Liverpool, myself, I think Liverpool will be there or thereabouts as well.
Reid, Harper. Clark. Cross coming in. Sharp finish it off. It's another corner.
Going back to it, I think there'll be a few million viewers who'd be very surprised if we didn't think Liverpool were in with a chance again.
No, I mean, Brian, please, you know, the heart is not ruling the head here. I'll tell you who I do think might do well is Arsenal. You know, their young players are a year older, more experienced now. I think Arsenal, who had a very good season last year, could even improve on that.
All right, now back to today. 1-0 to Everton. Paul Power with the corner for them. Greg Downs getting up well. It'll come again for Power. He's got Reid for him, and Harper also played in well there by Harper for Heath. A goal kick. I must say Harper's impressed me today. It was a positional piece of work here by Heath, but that's a lovely little ball played in there by Alan Harper.
Beautifully weighted little pass there, but when we're coaching youngsters, and I've been doing that in the past few weeks in soccer camps, when they get in that position there, they've got to hit it across.
Clark. Harper. Clark, nice turn. Good ball there. Played for Heath. Back for Clark again. Got his shot in nice and quickly there as well, didn't he?
Little toe poker there, Brian.
Harper playing it in again. Going sharp. Oh, great save by Brizovic. Even applauded by the referee, I notice. Sharp so close to getting on the score sheet there, challenging Kilcline, and a flying save by big Stephen Goodman. 2 minutes of injury time now. But there goes the final whistle, and Everton get off the season on the right foot with Colin Harvey's team winning by a goal to nil against John Sillis' team. Everton 1, Coventry 0, and in a moment we should get the views of Ron Atkinson with Elton Wellesby.
Welcome back. Everton have won the Charity Shield for the third time in 4 years. During the commercial break, Ron Atkinson and Ian St John have put their heads together and come up with a man of the match. The verdict, Ron?
I think on today it's got to be Peter Reid. I think he was the difference between the two sides. He dictated the pace of the game, linked the Everton forwards and midfield together, and overall did an old man's job very well.
Exactly, not bad for an old man, and he's now at the bottom of the steps there with Martin Tyler.
Yes, well, it's presentation time down here. The General Motors Man of the Match, Peter Batchelor from General Motors, presenting the award, and it was chosen by Ron Atkinson and the ITV team to Peter Reid. Many congratulations, Peter.
Thank you. I thought my dad chose it there for a minute. Oh, it's a nice award, obviously. A nice personal one, but I think it was a good team performance. But it'll look well on the mantelpiece anyway.
But now you're not just a player in the match, you're the player coach as well. Did you see it different from that point of view?
No, it was still a bit too quick for me. No, when you're out there, you're a player. Obviously, when things aren't going well, you try to say certain things. But I've always done that anyhow, so it's no change really.
A brief word on the new regime with Colin Harvey now at the helm.
Well, it's the first trophy we've won, and let's hope we're here in May and winning another. We'll give it a good shot anyhow. He's a good manager.
Everton's training ground have been warned this year to wear the correct apparel. Now Norman signed.
There's no such thing as a practice match to Norman Whiteside. His reputation goes before him. But is it really justified?
I don't think so. I mean, I just try and play the game the way I think it should, and people like it, some people do and some people don't.
Do you take any notice of the people who don't?
Well, it's always rammed down my throat, but I mean, you take notice of it, but I wouldn't sort of let it get to me or anything.
Are you mellowing at all as you get older?
I don't think so. I mean, it's the only way I know how to play the game, so hopefully I'll keep playing like that for a few years.
A new club won't mean a new approach?
No, I think that's one of the reasons why Colin Harvey bought me.
Harvey may have changed the colour of Whiteside's shirt, but that's all he has changed. Norman's larger-than-life presence has already been felt at Everton.
He's only 24, but he seems as if he's been in the game for about 20 years, doesn't he? But like you say, he's a typical Irish person, you know, good sense of humour, and gets on well with the lads.
What did you think about him when you played against him, though?
He's fine.
Can you find the same passion for another club as you found for Manchester United?
Definitely. I think the new challenge and a fresh start, that's exactly what I need, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, why did you leave Manchester United?
Well, it's basically, I went to see the manager as soon as I arrived back from pre-season, from my summer break, and I asked him where my position was at Manchester United, and he told me straight that I wasn't in his plans, and I wasn't going to sit around in Manchester United reserves. So Everton came in for me, and I was delighted to join them.
How do you think they've gone without you?
Well, they probably finished second to us.
United was certainly second best when they met Everton in Japan a fortnight ago, 3 down in half an hour. Tony Cuddy sent with the first, Kevin Sheedy's left foot. The ball was never going to finish anywhere else. Whiteside's sheer strength was the key to the second. 50-50 tussle, no contest for Norman. Now, what's this coming up? Sheedy again? No, it was Neil Pointon. Colin Harvey couldn't believe it either. The third goal stole the show, though. Just a week after leaving Old Trafford, Norman reminded his detractors what a good footballer he is when he's fit. A few more like that, and Goodison will have a new folk hero. United improved after Alex Ferguson abandoned his sweeper experiment in the second half of the game. Brian
showed it at the start. Here it is now.